Welcome back to ML Miller Frights. This is ML Miller, and once again, I have another review for you. This time, it's from Shudder, and it's the new film MONSTRUM. This is a South Korean film that combines action, adventure, political intrigue, comedy, kung fu, a bit of romance, and the classic creature feature attributes to make one all-around marvelous film. Let's do a synopsis. Myung-min Kim, who plays the very similar type of character in Detective K, Secrets of the Living Dead, plays Yoon Gyom, a former general in the King's Army who has since chosen to live the simple life with his sidekick and brother-in-arms Sung Han, played by In Kwon Kim, and his daughter Myung, played by Hyeri Lee. When a monster is reported to be rampaging on the outskirts of the kingdom, the king sends for his best man, Yoon, to take the beast. But is there a beast at all? Or is the monster just some kind of ruse the hierarchy has come up to keep the peasants in their place? At face value, MONSTRUM is a thrilling roller coaster ride, reminiscent of King Kong and the best of Indiana Jones. It takes a group of likable warriors and puts them in the middle of a high-stakes adventure. There's intrigue, there's action, there's a hint of romance, there's comedy. MONSTRUM has all the ingredients of a typical Hollywood blockbuster. Director John Ho-ha orchestrates the mayhem with a skilled hand. There are fantastic action sequences of sword battles where the camera follows the action from one fight to another in an uncut, ballistically breakneck fashion that reminded me of the church sequence in The Kingsman, The Secret Service. You know the scene I'm talking about. The one where the camera impossibly moves through one action that leads to another and another and another and so on and so forth. The action is also filled with heart, forcing the viewer to be invested in all of the happenings just because you don't want any of these characters to perish or get hurt. Many age-old character tropes are present in this group of heroes, such as the tired warrior seeking the quiet life, the boisterous but bumbling sidekick, the girl who is almost as skilled as her father but is held back because she is a girl, and the boy who can't beat her in battle but can steal her heart. None of these characters feel stale, though. They're all presented in thrilling and fun ways that remind me of the classic adventure romps of the 80s. The bombastic climax delivers a showstopper that is bound to have people cheering when they see how the heroes make it through all of the peril. But dive a bit deeper, and one can't help but see the similarities this film has with our current political crises, as the film delves deep into the diabolical machinations of a government who only thinks of itself and not its people. In MONSTRUM, a plague hits the city, and the people are extremely impoverished. The government is more worried about how the people are getting out of line than actually tracking down the source of the plague, and that ends up only benefiting the government and not the people themselves. It's not a great leap to compare it to current-day politics, where those in power have their petty battles, while the common folk are forced to suffer in their wake. One might compare the maelstrom that swirls around the MONSTRUM plague to the Vietnam War, the Persian Gulf, Trump's Russia scandal, the COVID crisis, and any other instance where the government uses a crisis to manipulate the common man. There's a poetic and resonant scene in the film where the would-be king comes face to face with his monster, and he shouts, "But I created you," right before the monster makes a smear of him on the concrete. While MONSTRUM can be enjoyed without looking at it through a political lens, I think it enriches the viewing experience to acknowledge these most obvious nods to current political and societal subjects. While I guess this might be considered a spoiler, the beast in MONSTRUM is clearly identified in the trailer and the posters, so I'm not spoiling too much right now. MONSTRUM is a real and live monster, and while there might be a moment or two that the CG effects slip here or there, the beast is still wonderfully rendered and absolutely ferocious. Part gorilla, part wolf, all giant monster, all mean. MONSTRUM is a memorable and sometimes sympathetic, but nevertheless menacing beast when it goes on its rampage in the final act. More than once, this film felt like South Korea's answer to King Kong, as the MONSTRUM tears his way through the palace and ascends to the top of the tower during the thunderous climax. Seeing this monster shred and slice its way through the scores of armed guards and soldiers is gloriously gory and titanically terrifying. I laughed and gasped and cheered more times than I could count in Monstrum. It's a marvelous old school adventure quest with likable characters, fantastic set pieces, and resonant themes. While the film runs a bit long, and I'd have shaved off maybe 15 minutes from the extended climactic battle, Monstrum nevertheless is an iconic and modern classic film that is sure to bring a smile to the faces of creature feature fanatics and high adventure addicts alike. Definitely check this one out. It's on Shudder now, and if you don't have Shudder, you're really missing out because it's got a fantastic selection of new, old, and original content. That'll be it for now. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys coming back to check these videos out. If you like this content, please give it a like, share it, and hit subscribe down at the bottom. And don't forget to hit the bell for notifications so that you know the next time I post a video. And also toss a comment or two down below. I'd love to start a discussion with you guys down there. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.
You're doomed to live the life you're meant to be, stuck inside